Displayed is an art piece I'm currently working on entitled Name Travel, whose information is sourced from an open data set. Beginning as a digital piece, this artwork consists of 1,000 plus names that travel and crisscross along the space. These names represent family members, neighbors, strangers, and perhaps friends and enemies, all traveling together from and to the same destinations. These names or this data represent people who in 1783 immigrated by ship from New York, America to Nova Scotia in Canada after the American Revolution. Historically identified as the Black Loyalists, 3,000 Black ex-slave, freed, and freeborn people were migrated across the waters towards unrealized promises, hopes for a better life, free from racism. Each person's information, such as name, age, physical description, and other travel information, were documented by British and American soldiers in a book historically known as the Book of Negroes. This textile piece is the latest state of this work. Names were digitally printed onto white cotton that is soft and wearable, and embroidered with red metallic thread, currently 40 inches square. This is an initial patch of what will be a larger work resembling a collage or quilt. This first segment consists of those who were migrated to one of the various destinations in Nova Scotia. The font size will remain the same to act as a visual constant, so that the size of each patch is determined by the amount of names displayed per destination. Fabric is used to reinstitute humanity, that is, collectivity and context, into the dataset. Essentially, how we dress, perform, assimilate, adjust, and recover in order to interact with each other. Fabric also allows me to explore information through physical touch. And embroidery is incorporated to flag my intervention into the displayed information for further critique and to highlight the back end messiness of data. I chose a thin red metallic thread to reflect the delicate yet structural strands that make up our histories and its traumatic impact on the lives of those represented. The shine or reflection from the metal thread allows some movement of this piece, signaling the lingering presence of those represented. This work is not a quick read or skimmable record, but the complexity of what or somewhat illegibility of its reading reflects the complexity of the lives of those represented and the construction of information used to depict them historically. I only focused on names as this was the most unique identifier remaining in the CSV or data set. Names were grouped and color coded according to the name of their ship. And based on clues within the name entries, such as identical last names listed next to each other, labels such as wife of or child of that are grayed out here, I impose relationships by visually clustering and overlapping their names. Collectively, they're displayed in a circular or spiral pattern, purposely presenting a distorted or disoriented view. In regard to the migration patterns of the Black Loyalists, they circled back to the same racism issues in Canada that they initially set out to escape in America. From a creative perspective, by examining these names detached from their physical beings through this type of extraction, questions I ask are, what am I actually doing and performing? And what am I persuading others to do and perform? How do I unpack deeper historical context of this data without fetishizing the groups represented? From an information history perspective, this project addresses major aspects from systems of information, that of one, mobility, and two, structure. How information is made, how it becomes situated, how it is transmitted, and how it impacts society and our relations with one another. And lastly, how can and how does this kind of work impact society today? Working with information, design, and art in this way have been my go-to in exploring these types of societal and historical questions. Thank you.